Zeke, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Karine. Welcome back, Peter. The President just tweeted a couple, maybe 2 minutes ago regarding the D.C. home rule, saying he would sign the resolutions that should be passed the Senate to overturn the changes to D.C.'s criminal code. The President's spoken a bit about his support for D.C. statehood in the past, but why does he believe that he should step in where the residents of D.C.'s elected representatives pass these changes? Why does he believe that he should substitute his wisdom and judgment for theirs?
So look, I mean, just to double down and triple down on what the President has said for decades, which is that he believes every city should have the right to self-government. That is still is the same case. That hasn't changed anything. He has long believed that D.C. statehood should be something that the residents of D.C. should be allowed. Again, that hasn't changed. But this is different. The way that we see this is it's very different. This is the D.C. Council put changes forward over the mayor's objections, and the President doesn't support changes like lowering penalties for carjacking. So this piece is different, but again, it doesn't change the administration strongly supporting H.R. 51, which would have made D.C. the 51st state. That is something that he still very much supports, and we're going to continue to call on Congress to provide a swift and orderly transition to statehood for the people who live here in D.C.
I was hoping you could explain a little bit why this is different, just because it's different. The President believes that every city should have the right to self-government, except if he disagrees with the outcomes of their governing process.
Look, one thing that the President believes in is making sure that the streets in America and communities across the country are safe. That includes D.C. That does not change. That's why he puts forward a historical plan that he hopes Republicans in Congress would support, which is his Safer America plan. That is something that the President has led. When you think about keeping communities safe, when you think about making sure that we're also protecting our law enforcement and making sure that we have law enforcement in communities that continue to keep communities safe, that's something that he has led on. So when it comes to what this proposal brings forth, which is, really lowering penalties for carjacking, that's not going to, he doesn't believe that's going to keep our community safe. So if the bill comes, he's going to take action, as he said. Just
another step in this, because this is the principle of the matter. The President's making a principled statement that he supports city self-governing.
I think those two things.
Trying to overturn their
those two things could exist at the same time, right? We've heard that throughout our lives, right? When we hear things that we may not agree with, that they both could exist at the same time. Which is, the President still thinks that D.C. should become the 51st state. That is something that he has supported for decades, not just these last couple of years. But he feels as President, he has the obligation as well to keep America's cities safe, to keep communities safe. And this is one step in a way to do that. That's it.